I should start with my relationship with Meredith. It was a time when people were coming back from the wars. Meredith came back after 3 years of wartime experience, and we were interested in camps and summer places and grounds and so on. And ultimately we became interested in this island, which was off Milbridge, and we bought it. Imagine that, bought it. We were delighted to have possession of the island, and were eager each summer to plan the use of it with boys and boys who were interested in the same sort of thing. We had hoped to use it to improve our relationships with boys, and two, to improve their future by exposing them to various disciplines here that might be useful to them, and make them enjoy doing these particular projects as part of their commitment to life. And in so doing, we feel that we attracted boys who would profited from this kind of idea. So we have carried on this project and have enjoyed every minute of it.
My name is Adam Wickern. I am the son of Dr. Wickern, one of the co-founders of the organization. I have been coming up to Maine here for my entire life. I don't think I've missed a summer yet. I'm now 49 years old, so that's a lot of Berwick experience, I think. I'm currently the camp's executive director. I work closely in Massachusetts with what's going on. In fact, in the past I've come up to Massachusetts 32 weekends a year to help run the program. I'm trying to taper off a little bit on that now, now that I've matured. And in real life, I'm a vice president for information technology and chief information officer at a college, as well as having a computer consulting business. I look back at Berwick often, and I think about, so what did I learn here? What did I get out of it? And I hope that everybody else is getting sort of the similar sorts of things out of it. I think I was 14 and was a camper for until I was in college, so I was probably 21 or 22 years old. I was the head of boat crew. After I was on construction crew, we worked on the memorial building, and I was assistant boy director and then boy director. One of the things I think that Berwick gives you is you have to learn how to get along with people, and you have to, meaning it's hard to as a crew leader, motivate your crew members to go off into the woods and do something that might not be all that great. And certainly as their leader, you sort of can't ask them to do things that you wouldn't ordinarily do yourself. How to motivate people and how to get them to do things and how to get them to be happy about it, I think is one of the things that I've learned here. That and hard work, and that you can really do almost anything that you want to do if you put your mind to it. It's a matter of being persistent. It's the sort of those Berwick qualities always come through: persistence in the industry, sincerity and integrity, and altruism that I think are excellent sort of qualities that we all need in what we do every day in our lives. Managing people, working with people, getting a job done, taking on a task. How do you do it? Whether you know something about what you're supposed to do or not, how do you make it work, and how do you get people to help and to buy in and be participatory is really important. I think that's the most important thing that I've learned here, and hopefully that's something that everybody else will take home with them when they leave here after even 1 year. In addition to that, I learned all kinds of technical skills, like how do you pull a boat out of the water with on the marine railway with a block and tackle, or how do you fix the tractor or the truck when it stubbornly refuses to work for you, but it's a tool that you really need. What happens when you get lost in the fog, and what are the things that you need to do, and how do you have confidence to know that it's going to work out okay, and everybody will be safe, and you'll eventually get to where you need to go. All these things are things that I treasure greatly. We ask kids, well, we ask their parents to donate sort of what we think it would cost to feed them if they stayed at home over the summer. However, our philosophy is that money should never keep anybody from coming to camp, so we don't always collect that money. It probably costs us somewhere in the neighborhood of $5,000 a camper to support them for the year. That covers everything, and I feel that we largely run on a shoestring. We couldn't survive without the generosity of volunteers and the generosity of the public and things like that. I'm a volunteer. Our staff are almost volunteers by what we pay them. We're really grateful for all the things that they do. We get assistance from the food bank for some of our food because we qualify for that for our population. We have a couple of grants that we get from other organizations. We have a few very generous donors that really believe in what we do and back it up with their donations, which is really wonderful. But Berwick is very much like a family, and that goes for the alumni, the parents, the kids, everybody. When you join here, you are a family member, and it really works that way. So let's say the truck doesn't work. Well, you call somebody that's in the family and you say, hey, the truck doesn't work. He's like, well, bring it over and I'll see if I can fix it for you. Or you need some special part thing that you can't find anywhere because our island trucks are really old and you can't find the steering box for the 1942 something brother. Well, there's somebody that might be able to locate one for us and fix it. We need some expertise in electrical things. We have alumni that will come over and make sure that we're doing the right thing and teach us in the process of what we're doing. All these things are of immeasurable value, pretty much. I mean, it's really wonderful to be able to call on the family, if you will, to help us out. But certainly we can't survive without some sort of cash as well. And we really don't have much of an endowment or anything, or things that we can live off of. So we end up having to fundraise probably $100,000 to $150,000 a year in order to keep going. This is quite a challenge, but one that we've so far been able to eke out largely. But as time goes on and people get older, we need to sort of expand that to sort of new generations of donors and to people that can help us. And it's important to our survival.
My name's David Huff. I've been here at Camp Berwick since I was 12, and I've been the camp director for the past 3 years. What I'd like to say about Berwick is that it truly does develop character. It teaches self-confidence and does instill self-worth. One of the greatest lessons that we can experience here is that after overcoming and facing the obstacles and challenges that are presented by this kind of unique island life, you have this sort of awakening, this feeling of success, this notion that the possibilities are perhaps endless. Things like the words cannot seem to eliminate themselves from your vocabulary, and that's a very powerful thing. One of the key components, I think, in building that character and developing that self-confidence is becoming a leader and learning leadership skills. And here we expect that everyone learns how to become a leader, and by doing a few different things, by giving out responsibility to everyone, giving some sort of ownership to everyone, and then expecting that everyone perform and rise up to the ownership, to really grasp the things that they've been given and take not only as their own, but perhaps something of theirs that they then again have to present and share with the group to make it work as a whole, and that's very important.